physician by training. She was a student with MediPharm Solutions recently. She got placed recently in one of a pharmaceutical company in New Jersey. So I asked her to come on to this class to tell her experiences, like how we did with Dr. Ulu. So she's going to narrate her experience when she started the course. How did she do the course? What helped her? What did not help her? And how the interview process was. What is her takeaways from the course? How did she prepare it? And any questions you have. So please keep your questions straightforward and try to limit your questions, because we have a lot of you, one person answering the question. So just be mindful of the time and make sure you ask the right question so you can take the answers and apply it for your own job placements as well. All yours, Swetha.
Thank you, Abhishek. Hi, everyone. My name is Swetha, and as Abhishek mentioned, I'm a physician from India. And I started taking the drug safety course at MediPharm Solutions. I believe it was March end of this year. And I would say, like, basically the course is very, very accurate and it's very detailed. And you need to basically know each and everything, whatever Abhishek is saying or whatever Dr. Deepthi is saying in the class. It's really, really useful, because I'm applying it every day, and I'm just thinking, okay, this is what it was taught in the class. This is how it is done. It is how it is shown in the class. So that's how it is. So basically, this course is really, really helpful. And also, basically, I attended interviews, and the questions they ask in the interviews are exactly from this course, nothing out of the course other than the behavioral questions. But whatever related to drug safety, it is in the course. Like, basically, you need to go through all the modules, do it couple of times. You need to be very, very confident, and everything is covered here. And there's I've attended many interviews, and I've seen that none of the questions were out of what we learned in the course, actually. So I was a little aggressive. So I was attending the courses, and I was doing courses on my own because I had access to the things, and I was writing notes and going through them. So if you do them and the assessments, which Abhishek in the classes, how he says that, okay, this might be a question point, it will surely be a question point in one of the interviews. Okay, so it's like that. So basically, he knows what people are asking out in the field regarding the interview. So pay attention to those, mark them if you are writing notes and everything. And that's what helped me, basically. So I just followed the course, and that's it. So right now I've been working for a month, and it's really going good. And during the interview process also, Abhishek has helped me a lot for having if I had any questions, or if there was any question which I didn't know how to answer or something, then after the interview I would ask him, and he would reply me back, and he really helped me a lot. And this is you need to know in and out. Every point in the course is very, very important. That's what I want to stress. So yeah, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'll answer.
Hey, Swetha, congratulations. What is your current position? Like, are you drug safety associate or specialist?
Yeah, it's a drug safety specialist. Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Kind of similar role, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and did you start the course in March?
Yes. Yeah, I took it in the end of the March. That's when I started the course, and I was little ahead of the game. Like, basically, I was preparing myself. And I was little, as I mentioned, I was a little aggressive on the things. And by the time the course was finished, I was finished with my preparation as well. So I know it doesn't work for everybody if they're working and all those, but I wanted to get it. So that's how I prepared myself. So yeah.
Wow, that's really cool. I have one more question. Yeah. Can you give us some few behavioral questions, what you faced during your interview, please?
Yeah, so behavioral questions are like different kinds. They would ask you like, how would you, like basically, how will you deal a stressful situation? Or if there's a conflict between you and your colleague, how do you deal with that? Or in your previous job, what was the difficulty you faced? Or what was the easiest thing which you are more comfortable working with, whether it's clinical trials or is it post-marketed drugs? So those kind of questions. So each company has different set of questions they have. So you need to be ready to answer those kind of questions. Yes. Yeah, Abhishek is showing you so interview questions and best answers, star interview. So they have the behavioral questions there. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Swetha.
This is free.
Okay.
So, but I would suggest modify it as per you. Okay, don't just by heart these answers and just tell them. But you need to prepare a story. Always there should be a story for the answer.
Got it, Swetha. So, thank you. Thank you so much. And Abhishek, did you Google this?
Yes, Google is the and after myself.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you, Abhishek.
Only thing you do in the interview is don't say I'm Googling it as they ask you a question.
Sure, I wouldn't do that.
Thank you, Swetha. So, Swetha, I had a question from everyone. Were you behind your mortgage? Not have sufficient money? What was going on?
No, basically I was in between jobs and I had time to do, and that's how I'm little basically I prepare very well. That's what my behavior is back in medical school or right now. So if I'm doing something, I tend to do it in a regular fashion. It's not like I take breaks or anything. So that was there. So I kept deadlines for myself. Okay, so as soon as I need to be little, okay, after the course is completed, okay, I need to prepare for interviews. So what are the questions they are going to ask? So those kind of things. So you might have seen me texting you and all those little ahead of time, because that's how I prepare myself. But always I feel that having those deadlines motivates you and gets going. Otherwise you will be lacking behind. If you take a break, again, its break can extend and again you will fall behind. So that's what I felt. So
Great. Okay. Any other questions, guys?
Congratulations, Swetha.
thank you, Padmaja.
Which company are you placed in now? May not.
I don't think so I'm allowed to say that, but it's in New Jersey. It's one of the good pharmaceutical companies. So yeah.
You are an MD, right? So are you doing the medical review or only the, I mean, what are the responsibilities you are doing?
I'm not doing the medical review because I wanted to know this field first to get to know this. So I'm working as a drug safety associate, but eventually I'll go into medical review. Yeah.
So while preparing for the interviews, you also prepared for the medical review portion, signal detection, aggregate reporting, all those stuff?
I had basic idea of what they are. I think Abhishek has another course for that, which I'm planning to take later. But yeah, I didn't go into great detail. But if there were questions related to that, I was able to answer them. I had basic idea of what they are. And yeah.
So apart from the modules, did you have anything else to prepare, like any books or any materials? Or?
No. In the module itself, if you see, the last module is the book itself, the cobalt manual. So yeah, so there are a few topics in that which you have to go through that. But as I mentioned, if you are looking for a drug safety associate position or anything similar to that, this course is more than enough. Whatever material is there in the course, whatever the narrative writings, or if you have gone through the Argus modules, all those, that is more than enough.
So can you tell the main modules, like the assessments or narrative, medra coding, which have more priority to be well prepared?
So basically for me, the job which I got, they asked me to write a narrative. They gave me 30 minutes to write a narrative. They sent me the source document and they asked me to write the narrative. And that was the first round of interview. And in the second round of interview, they asked about the medra coding. they gave me assessment questions for medra coding and all. But basically for answering perspective, I think the first, I don't remember the modules names, module numbers, but I think the first 10 before the Argus modules, whatever they are there, they are very, very important.
So in your current company, are you given the training for the Argus or some other database?
Yeah, I'm working with RSG. It's similar to Argus. Because I don't see any difference between those two, because the data entry points are the same, but they might be placed differently or something. But they give you training. So every company will give you training. So that's what they will, before they let you go into production, they will give you development access, validation access, and you, as long as in my company, basically they asked me to do 5 perfect cases before I go into production. So they, unless they are comfortable, they don't give you production access. So they train you very well.
Okay, so I have one more question. Maybe that's not related to you, because what are the opportunities for non-MDs, like because the people who are we are seeing the interviews, it's more MDs. MDs are having the priorities for getting selected. So do you think even the life sciences background, the other backgrounds also have the opportunities? I don't know. You can answer, or Abhishek can answer this.
I think Abhishek can answer for that, but I don't think so. Being an MD is a plus point at this, as long as you have one or the other life sciences background, I think you should be good. It's how well you know the knowledge, how well you know and how well you present it in the interview. That's what matters. But Abhishek can answer that question.
What is the question?
Because recently I'm listening all of the success stories only from the MDs, majority from the MDs.
Yeah.
So I have a concern that a life science background and non-MDs or non-medical background also have a priority list.
Yeah. I was able to talk to Swetha, Sadia, Olu, all these folks right away. But we'll continue this. We have other folks as well. Today we got Rishi, who is a pharmacy graduate. He got a job today. We had Prashant previously. It's just a series. It's not what I can say in a nutshell is, yes, education does matter, but I have seen doctors who don't perform, and I've seen non-doctors perform. It's all in one simple sentence. It's all in your belief system, what you believe you can do, and what you think you cannot do. I know I'm little, but that is the hardcore fact. And sometimes you cannot push someone who doesn't understand their potential too much. So yes, you will have enough people. If you go back into success stories, I'm sure we have non-MDs as well who got jobs, and it all depends on how you prepare for your interviews and what you believe that you can do. And I think I was I don't want to take Swetha's time, but in a nutshell, it all depends on your preparation and your belief.
Congratulations, Swetha, once again.
Thank you.
Inspiring.
Congratulations, Swetha. I have one question for you. So since you mentioned like it's been a 1 month, so not sure whether you are done with your training and you have started processing cases or the real work has started. But if it is, can you share like how's your day-to-day activities at current job?
Yeah. So I finished training and I'm into production now. So what it is like basically in the morning you log into your we are using RSG, so you log into that database and there will be a workflow. There will be cases assigned to you. So we have triage unit separate, so they assign the cases as and when they come in, and you have your own workflow. So it's end-to-end processing. So like basically I do the data entry, send it to the medical reviewer, and then again it comes back to me once the medical reviewer has commented his things, and then I send it to the distribution and all those. So it's and if any follow-up comes, again it comes back to me only. So it's like case ownership, single ownership model which we have. So as of now, because I'm initially starting, I see like around 7 to 8 cases per day assigned to me. And once I do, because initially, so there's another person who is doing QC my cases as well. Even though I'm into production, they are still mentoring me, in the sense like after I enter everything, so they just QC, and if there is any changes, they let me know. If not, again, they ask me to push it to the medical reviewer. So on an average, as of now, I'm doing like around 7 to 8 cases per day. But I know who are in the field already in the company, they have more cases assigned. So eventually I'll also get into that one.
Yeah, Swetha, how much time does it take for each case?
Again, it depends how fast you are able to do it, how fast you're understanding it. So basically, as of now, on an average, for a non-serious case, it's taking me 10 to 15 minutes. Clinical trials are little more time, maybe like if it's a related case and it's a serious related expedited case, then it's like taking anywhere from 40 to 50 minutes. Because there are a lot of lab values to enter, a lot of concomitant drugs and concomitant diseases to enter. So there's more things to enter in a related case rather than a non-related case. So it depends on each. And if it's a solicited case, then it's maybe like 20 minutes. So it all depends on how many pages the first doc is. So based on that, it's taking me time.
Thank
Are
you,
you
Swetha.
writing narratives also, Swetha?
Yes, yeah, I'm writing the narratives as well. So it's everything. So writing the narratives, we have distribution comments as well. Whatever we do, we have to make an entry, and also we do the summary as well. Like it's a short form of a narrative. So it's like just a couple of lines of what the case is about and all those things. So I have to do all those things. Yeah.
So
Medra
except
coding.
medical,
Yeah, except medical reviewer, sponsor comment, and causality. Except that, everything else I'm doing it.
okay. So you're
So you
doing all the
mentioned,
quality review, everything.
Okay, guys. Any other questions from any other folks?
sorry, I have one more question. So you mentioned while your interview, they gave you narrative writing. So was it like on call, or they sent you a source document via email and they asked you to submit within some time frame, or it was like on spot only?
No, so basically at the end of the interview, they send the email and they gave me 30 minutes to send it back to them.
Okay, thank you.
No.
One more question. So were you, do you have any gap, or do they really, are they concerned about your resumes? Like if you have any gap, or you
As
have,
long
sorry.
as long as you have a proper answer why you have the gap, I think that should not be a problem.
Sure.
Hi, Swetha. Congratulations for your new job. I have one
Thank you.
question. While you were doing course, you were working as well?
No, I wasn't working.
Okay, and in a day, how many hours you were?
Yeah, but I have 2 small boys to take care. Yeah,
Okay.
they are 7 and 5, so they are hands full. So yeah, it's like basically I would say I dedicated like apart from the classes every day, like at least couple of hours to go over what was taught in the previous class, and to go back to the videos and go through the videos again and making notes. So I would say at least 2 to 3 hours per day.
Okay, and how many times did you do the module before you finished the classes?
There were few modules which I went only once, and there were few modules which I felt like there was I need to get more clarification on that, so I did a couple of times. So it depends on the module and my understanding of the module.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Shweta, I have one question.
Mhm.
Currently, are you working from home?
Yes, as of now, I'm working from home. Yes. So they extended till January to work from home because of the COVID situation.
Or otherwise, you have to go to office?
Yeah. So it's 2 days a week.
Okay.
And
Thank
each company is different. So it depends on where you get the job.
Okay.
Would you say that the speed at which you type, it's a very valuable tool for you in this job?
Sorry, what did you say?
I'm talking about your typing speed.
Oh yes, it is, typing speed is very important because you need to be able to type faster, right? So yeah, if you're getting into the typing kind of a job for the first time, I would suggest to practice a little bit because it's how fast you can process the case, right? It's all entry. So yeah.
Thank you.
No.
So usually in interview, it's like a 2 rounds, first HR and then technical, or they go beyond 2 or 3 rounds?
I had 3 rounds, HR, first round and second round. Second round will be a panel interview. Like it was almost like 8 people interviewing me.
And first round was like, it wasn't a technical?
No, first round was HR. Second round was the hiring manager, only one person. And then the panel interview, which was 8 people.
Wow, 8.
8 people, not at the same time, 2 at a time. So every half an hour, it's So it's like a 4 hours interview.
So did you notice like any difference, like the teams, were they from different departments or the same department, like a QC, medical reviewers, or?
It will be from the same drug safety department itself, but there will be different level of managers and it could be anything, right? Yeah. So it might be your next manager and next to next manager, or sometimes even director might have been in the interview. So it all depends on the company, how they do that.
Hi, Swetha. Congratulations.
Thank you, Gabriel.
Yeah. I just want to, in your final interview, can you just kind of guesstimate like how many questions were you asked?
So on an average, I would say it was around, out of 8 people, it might be around 30 to 40 questions. Easily. Yeah, easily 30 to 40 questions, because it might be repetition also. It might not be all different 30 to 40 questions. It might be repetition as well. So you need to be very consistent in what you're saying.
Were they all detailed questions or just simple questions, straightforward questions?
Yeah, as I mentioned, like basically it will be based on your resume, like your previous experiences, how was it there, and those kind of things. Some technical questions based on the modules and some behavioral questions. So it's all mixed.
Okay. Can you give us a scale range of your pay? just a range, not specific.
Yeah, I would say it's I took full time, and I would say it's about above 100K. So yeah.
Congratulations, that's good.
Above 100K, million is also above 100K.
Yeah, it's yeah. Any number up to their guess. Yeah.
Continuously
one
4
question.
hours interview, Swetha, seriously? 4 hours of interview continuously?
Yeah. So it's half an hour. Yeah, it's like that. So that's how it is. Yeah. They give you break like 5-10 minutes in between, but it's like basically it's on Zoom, right? It's not you're going in person. So you'll be on Zoom, they'll be coming, going. And in between, I think they gave one break, if I remember correctly, like for half an hour. Yeah.
So I guess I'll ease your nerves a little bit, so you don't have to be losing yourself from now to your first interview. If you make the interview conversational, number one. Number two, you're confident about your preparation, number 2. Number 3, if you give them a very good process oriented answer in drug safety, like maybe your first 1 or 2 questions from anyone in the panel, if you give them like a good 2-minute answer, like if they ask you, let's say, what is your current, what do you know about case processing, or what do you know about workflow, and you give them a 2-minute answer, taking them through a process, data entry, quality review, quality check, medical review, report generation, transmission, generation, transmission, submission, all those things in like 2 minutes. The point that you are putting across is you are telling them, I know all this. So the next question would be much lighter. If you give them a 30-second answer saying that, yes, I know workflow, then they'll drill you more with 10 questions. Then your number of questions will go from 40 to 80 in no time. So I always use this technique in drug safety. Give them elaborate answer in the first 2-3 questions. So you sound very confident. And when you talk, you sound confident. And I always tell this, people coming from, especially Southeast Asia, we tend to lower our voice when we speak, when someone is asking a question. You really have to increase your voice. The best way to have confidence or show confidence is by increasing your volume, your tone. And if you increase your volume, you sound confident. Try it out with your husband. See if it works.
Yeah, what Abhishek said, I second it. Basically, that's how you need to be. You need to be very confident in answering, and it should not be one sentence, or as he was saying, it should be like a flow kind of thing to answer. Yeah.
How many interviews have you gone through?
Sorry?
I had a question. You can go ahead, Padmacha. I'll ask.
No, it's just how many interviews Swetha had been through. Like, is this your first interview? Or?
I would say like 5-6 interviews. I had 2 offers.
Oh.
And I picked this one. Yeah.
So, yeah, Swetha, it's Shipra here. First of all, congratulations. So
thank you, Shipra.
I was just curious, what were you doing before? Taking this job? Were you working, or what was your experience in India?
Yeah, basically I worked as a physician in India. And when I came here, I was working in the healthcare field on the teaching side. I was training ultrasound technicians and all those. So, yeah.
So in this interview, were they asking about that, or was it particularly for pharmacovigilance, the interview?
It was mainly pharmacovigilance interview.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Were any of the job interviews 100% remote without expiration in January?
There were a few of them, but I applied to them, but I didn't get interviews. So whatever I got interviews were basically, they were telling me right in the beginning that at least for a couple of days I need to be there in the office.
Thanks.
Okay, guys, if there's no questions.
Last question.
Sure.
Yeah. Any questions which you felt like you were not able to answer, or like you feel like you should be more prepared of, like, which you will advise us?
Yes.
Not the technical, but like in general, I am asking.
No, other than the modules, I would suggest only prepare for the behavioral questions.
Okay.
Yeah, so before you go to interview, just do that, whatever the link Abhishek has provided that has useful information, and prepare for those things, like what is your weakness, what is your positive thing about you, what will you bring into the company, all those kind of questions. Yeah.
Yeah, because most of our students, right, like we all are trying to change a field, right? So in that sense, I'm saying is there anything like which they were asking, like, for example, you are a medical like MD, you were practicing, for example, MD thing, right? And then now you're trying to move to pharmacovigilance, like they will ask,
No,
right? Like,
yeah. So basically, yeah, you first of all, they'll ask you, tell me about yourself, right? The first basic question will be, tell me about yourself. So that's when you build up your story that you did medicine in India, you worked there as a physician, then you came back here and you are looking for other opportunities. So it's how you build your answer for that. So they don't dig into why are you changing it, or they might ask you like, what motivated you to come into drug safety when there were other things. So you should have answers to those kind of questions. Yes.
I think Abhishek has to prepare us for those answers. Right, Abhishek?
Yeah, once you get there, yeah, you can contact him and he'll prepare.
Then he can create stories for us. Thank you. Thank you, Swetha.
Dr. Abhishek, this question is for you. This process, this whole process of the work description of the case processor, as in the story, as you said it, before the end of the course, we should have an idea, as in the different work functions, like you talked about, QR, review, what else did you say? The whole thing, we'll have an idea of how each stage goes and the next phase and all that.
You will have it in the case processing modules. I remember speaking to it in the case processing modules. So once you go to Argus modules, you will see me talk about the workflow in like 2 minutes. All right, guys, I'm going to drop the call here. We have Dr. Deepthi waiting for the next class. So if you've joined in the month of April, May, please stay back. Rest of you, I'll see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you, Swetha.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Bye.